For as long as I can remember, Vermont has been the safest place I've ever known. Throughout the course of my life, I recall listening to the news and hearing all the stories about natural disasters that periodically plague the world. My reaction to these news stories have always been the same. Sure, I felt bad about the situation, but something like that could never happen in Vermont. However, all this changed when Hurricane Irene swept through the state and overstressed Vermont's waterways. My immediate family lives in Waterbury, Vermont, and it was arguably one of the hardest hit towns in the entire state. And it's hard to think that in the course of one single night, my mother, grandparents, father, aunt, and uncle had to evacuate their homes and watch their lives be destroyed. Dealing with this tragedy has been incredibly difficult for everyone, but my experience with this ordeal is something I'll never forget. You see, while all of this was happening, I was stuck in my Burlington apartment. My inability to take any action to help those I love was incredibly painful. Honestly, I hope I never have to feel so utterly hopeless again in my entire life. Still, I can't help but wonder if my presence would even made a significant difference. It's likely that I wouldn't have been able to do much, but I think anything would have been better than nothing. Never once in the time that I was living in Burlington did I imagine that the Winooski River would suddenly become such an important part of my life. And honestly, I've always enjoyed watching this river, but I haven't really been able to look at it the same way since the flooding. Looking at it now, I don't think anyone could have suspected that this river, that's usually so peaceful, could turn into such a powerful force of nature. But despite this tragedy, life continues on, and as Vermonters everywhere slowly rebuild their lives, it gives me hope that as a people, we can overcome anything.